My sister, instead of sending a wedding card, texted, "This is a high-class event, don't come." My mother laughed and put her seal on my humiliation. I only wrote, "Okay," and quietly stopped the checks on which the entire wedding was standing. I was sitting at my kitchen table at that moment, phone in my hand, and my coffee had already gone cold in front of me. My sister's message was still open on the screen. "No hi, no, hope you're well. Just straight to it. This is a high-class event. Don't come. It would be awkward." I read it again like maybe the words would change. They didn't. Then my mother's message came 1 minute later. "Honestly, she's right. Don't create drama." I let out a small laugh, but it wasn't a happy one. It was the kind of laugh you give when you finally understand you were never really important in the story. I placed the phone on the table and said out loud, "Okay." That was it. I didn't reply. I didn't argue. I didn't call anyone. I just opened my banking app. My hands felt slightly cold. Outside, the Texas sun was bright, but inside the house everything felt still. Only the fridge made a soft humming sound. I went into my scheduled payments, and there they were, the checks that were holding my sister's wedding together. Month after month I had been sending money. Venue booking, catering advance, photographer deposit, even the wedding planner's fee. I looked at each one. Then I canceled the first payment. Then the second. Then the third. There was no satisfaction in it. No anger either. Just a strange calm, like closing a door I had left open for too long. I closed the app. And said again, "That's it." I didn't think it would go this far. But maybe they didn't think I would go quiet either. 2 days later my phone rang. "Where is the payment for the venue?" My sister's voice was sharp. I kept my voice calm. "Stopped." Silence. Then she exploded. "What do you mean stopped? Are you insane? The wedding is in 3 weeks. I took a sip of my coffee and said, "Then maybe you should call someone who is still paying for it." "Are you serious right now?" she yelled. "You're trying to ruin my wedding?" I exhaled slowly. "No. I'm just not funding it anymore." The call ended. 15 minutes later my mother called. "What have you done?" she asked immediately. "I stopped sending money," I said. "Do you understand what people will say? Your sister will be humiliated." I replied, "Funny. Yesterday I was told not to come because I'm embarrassing." Silence. Then she said, "That's different." I let out a short laugh. "No, it's not." She hung up. That night I slept better than I had in weeks. The next day my sister showed up at my house. The doorbell rang repeatedly. On the Ring camera I saw her face. No makeup, tired eyes, hair pulled back carelessly. I didn't open the door. She started knocking harder. "Open the door. We need to talk." I said through the door, "Say it here. Are you crazy? You stopped everything. Do you know how many people are involved?" I answered, "Yeah. That's why I stopped. Too many people involved in something I'm not even allowed to attend." She went quiet for a moment. Then her voice softened. "Hey, I was just angry. I didn't mean it like that." I replied, "You typed it. You meant it." Silence again. Then she said, "Mom told me to say that. You know how she is." I placed my hand on the door. "Don't do that. Don't shift it." She paused. Then, "Please, just restart the payments." I gave a small, humorless laugh. "No." Her voice broke into anger again. "You're destroying me." I closed the door. That night something changed. It wasn't just about money anymore. It was about respect. Or maybe it always had been. The next day my mother came. She parked in my driveway and walked straight to my porch. "Open the door," she said. I opened it. She didn't come inside. She just stood there. "You're punishing your own sister for one message?" she said. "One message." I replied. "You both made it very clear where I stand." She said, "We were stressed." I answered, "So was I. But I didn't humiliate anyone." She looked at me. "You've changed." I nodded. "No. I just stopped being useful." She didn't respond. Then she left. For 3 days there was silence. Then the wedding planner called. "Ma'am, payment declined," she said nervously. "Yes," I replied. "It's closed. But everything is booked. We are in the final stage." "Talk to them," I said. And I ended the call. The house felt different now. Not peaceful. Just empty in a way that followed decisions. Then memories started coming back. At Thanksgiving we were all sitting at the dining table. My father wasn't there, but my mother always spoke like she was carrying his voice. That day she said, "Honestly, your sister deserves more attention. She's getting married." I replied, "I've been paying for half of it." My sister laughed. "Yeah, but that's because she feels guilty." Everyone laughed. Except me. That was the first red flag. I remember thinking, ignore it. So I did. I stopped ignoring things now. A week later my sister came back again. This time she was crying. "Everything is collapsing," she said. "Guests are canceling. Vendors are pulling out." I said, "That's what happens when money stops." She sat down in front of me. "Just tell me what you want," she said. I looked at her. "Respect," I said. She laughed weakly. "That's it. That's everything." Silence. Then she asked, "What if I apologize?" I said, "Then mean it." She didn't respond. She stood up and left. The wedding date came. And the wedding never happened. The venue stayed empty. Lights were set up but no guests arrived. I heard about it later. My mother didn't call me. My sister didn't either. But one day my father sent a message. Something he almost never did. "You made your point." I replied, "No. I just stopped paying for disrespect." Now I sit in my kitchen again drinking coffee. The house is quiet but not heavy anymore. Still. Someone once asked me, "Do you regret it?" I said, "No." "Even family?" they asked. "Especially family," I said. I placed my phone down. Outside the Texas sun was bright again. Some people think silence means weakness. But sometimes silence is the final decision. If this story feels close to home, go ahead and like and subscribe, because stories like this don't really end, they just change direction, and what happens next is never what people expect. I've taken a lot in my life. But I'm not the person who lets it all continue anymore.